Hey guys, I just wanted to bring something up that's been really bothering me. I am a member of a lot of different groups on Facebook that are for art teachers, elementary, middle, high, or K to 12. And there's many of them, and I'm a member of a lot of them. But what I've seen a lot of lately are teachers coming on and basically saying that their kids are being horrible, they're misbehaving, they're not engaged, and oftentimes other teachers will chime in and agree and basically give suggestions or pretty much lend to the idea that yes, these kids are just getting worse every day, and it just goes down that rabbit hole of, I think, like negativity. What I've noticed is though that very rarely are other teachers coming back and um, questioning that teacher's practices. And not always is negative child behavior the fault of the teacher, but we must always question our practices 100% before we assign a child's behavior to that child. Basically, we need to make sure that we're doing all the best practices, and then we can assume that maybe there's something that we need to work with that child alone, or that needs to be addressed with that child because that problem stems from that child. So I think we need to always assume that the problem stems from our practice first and foremost, and then we go to the child. So, question practices. I personally practice choice in the classroom, not centers necessarily. My classes are only 35 minutes long, but I do practice choice in the sense that the students bring their ideas in the media that they're using. So I will teach them the skills within the media, but then it's entirely up to them what subject matter, what stories they tell with their work, and so on. And isn't that what artists do? Artists make their work about things that they care about. So if you're creating artworks and it is disconnected emotionally from what the kids care about, they're not going to be engaged. They're going to be horrible. Um, Last thing and is that everything needs to be taught in and taught within increments. So, for example, don't take anything for granted. You need to you need to teach them where to walk in the classroom. If they're carrying a jug of water, where are they walking? How are they walking? How are they holding the jug of water? Where are they spilling it? How are they spilling the water so it doesn't get all over their clothes? It's kind of like you're the choreographer of the classroom, and you need to figure out. Um, you need to very succinctly describe exactly how you want things to happen, and that needs to be taught to them. Um, and then the last part is increments. They need to be taught and not all in one time. So the first class you have, super easy objectives. Teach them how to rinse their brush. Next class, teach them um, where you want these cups to go and how to hold the cups. Next class, you're working on how are they lining up to put in their work in the drying rack. So you're not teaching all these things in one class. There's no way that you can do that without losing your mind. So um, just wanted to address those things because I keep seeing the same level of frustration from all these teachers coming up, and they're talking about how the kids are not behaving. And a lot of times we fail to assess our own practice first before we assign that behavior full responsibility to that child. And yes, everyone should be responsible for their own behavior, but we need to do our job and succinctly teach some of these behaviors and give them the background knowledge they need and allow them to express themselves in their work, and bring in the things that they're excited and passionate about into their work, which again is what artists do in their artists are not going to make art about things they're not passionate about. So if you see a child not being engaged, next time just stop for a minute and think, okay, what is happening here? And always assess yourself and your teaching and your practices before assigning blame to the child. Thank you.